Oh, okay, so I'm here to put down another base for this week. Same deal, putting down the base early, then I'll come in later and fill out my plans. So I am using this PrintPetticoatBandit More Than Magic kit. I showed this in my printable haul. It's just a really pretty, just magic witchy kit. I just love this artwork, and this kit is a super nice kit. Don't mind my little cut. I got scratched by my cats. So yeah, I don't really know what to talk about, unfortunately. But we're just gonna kind of go with it, wing it, see what happens. And I already put the numbers on the date covers. This is a split washi, so I should use this one first, actually. I'm sorry guys if that really bothers you, but it's not bleeding, it's just I turned red. Yeah, so getting my video from last week uploaded, the last plan with me. Finally, the last 2 days, cross my fingers, knock on wood, that my pain stays away. I have not had any pain, just a little bit of a headache, I think, from the pressure. I did have, you'll see when I write down when I put down my plans, that I did have another tooth extracted. Just had a horrible time. I will tell you, teeth are nothing to play with. Like, I have very bad anxiety about the dentist because a terrible wisdom tooth extraction experience, and I kind of put my dental concerns off, and I shouldn't have done that because I probably wouldn't have had to go through this horrid experience. Yeah, but it's pretty early in the morning. It's just a little after 8, and I have been up since like 5:30 the past 2 days. After I got my second tooth extracted, I went to bed super early because I was just not in a great mood. And then I woke up early the next morning. My husband was working overtime that day, so it was nice to get to spend a little time with him before he goes to work, because his work schedule has been a little hectic on us. Like, not hectic, but it's just different. It's weird. I mean, he used to work an 8-hour job. Yeah, like 8 hours a day. And, you know, now when he works, he leaves when it's dark outside, comes home when it's dark outside, usually eats dinner, and then he's out. I mean, shower, eat dinner, and then he's out for the night. So it's been a little, especially since I'm a night owl, but it's felt really good being up. I'm gonna try to keep into this routine. It's been really nice being up. And like today, I went to bed early with him last night as well. I was gonna try to get my plan with me video up, but I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. And I was laying in bed and it was like 9:15, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna watch TikTok until 10, and then I'm gonna put my phone down and go to sleep. And I didn't even make it that long. I think I made it till 9:30. So that's pretty cool. And then again, we got up today and had breakfast together. So, and I have a lot to accomplish today, so I wanted to get this stuff out of the way. I have a paper that's due tonight that, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't start it. No, that would not be like me at all. Yeah, and I have a discussion due, and bringing back up what we talked about in the last video. I talked about school and about a crazy class that was starting. I ended up just kind of making the best decision for myself and withdrawing from the class at the present time, just because the workload was just not feasible for me, like right at the exact moment. So I didn't want to end up putting too much pressure on myself and end up failing the class and then it really not be good for me. So I just made the healthy decision. Puts me back only one course, but it's fine. Hopefully by next semester I can have, you know, a little bit more things sorted out that I can take on just a little more, you know. And I really do want to meet with my guidance counselor, or whatever, your career counselor, whatever they call them, because I looked at like I'm kind of confused about what I need to finish out my degree. Well, I mean for my associates, because I'm very close. So I want to get that figured out right away. Okay, so I'm going to put this double box situation on the weekend like normal. I kind of wish I had, like, I guess don't knock it until you have a lot of plans. Because I was thinking about, I really, really wish that I had a base, like a full box extender, because I did a ton yesterday, and like I'm gonna have to be selective of what I put down, unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of you has to go. I think I'm gonna not do the other girl and just do the rest. So I'm just gonna do them in order. Easy peasy. But one good thing though is it's not good, but one nice thing as far as like room on my days are concerned is she is officially done with volleyball. Sad because she did not get to finish out the season because she was pretty sick last week. I don't know if it was a stomach bug or something. And honestly, I'm gonna be completely frank, she doesn't have the best diet. She's a very picky eater, and you know, I let her kind of have freedom most of the time, and she tends to not make the best choices. So I think I'm just going to be a little bit more aware of her diet choices. And she does have a little bit of anxiety since she's gone back to school doing the hybrid program. It's been a little difficult for her because, you know, she really struggled being home last year, but now this year she's really struggling being there. I don't know, with just like all the restrictions and everything, if it's just what's happening for her. But it's been a little hard to navigate that, especially with a teenager who kind of, you know, she suffers from anxiety. It's just been a little bit of a challenge. But you will get it sorted out. I will say, I say this every dang week when I put my base down, putting the glitter headers down is the most difficult for me. Tell you what. We need another one of these over here. But this artwork is just beautiful. I love the color scheme. It's not very Halloween-y, I guess. This could have been an anytime kit, but I just went ahead and picked it for this. Sorry if you know me flipping my page. Okay. And then we've been having issues with my girl cat. We have to get her checked out soon. But she has some lumps in her belly. It's kind of... I did my crying about it. She was my first baby. But I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. It's not gonna help me. Or help her. But I kind of noticed because they have skin allergies and she's been gnawing, because she's kind of a real anxious cat, so she's been gnawing, and you know, I was trying to direct her to stop, and as I was doing that, I was kind of feeling around a little bit. She actually let me, and I felt the little lumps. You know, it's one of those things when you have animals, you know that it's going to happen. They're not going to be in your life forever. And you know, they're going to get sick. Things are going to happen, but I am just not. I don't think I could deal with that this year. Ooh. I think this was the best glitter headers that I have done. So there is that. Sadly, it only comes with 3 colors of glitter headers, so I'm gonna have to come up with something on the sidebar here. Okay, so I'm gonna use one of these little gray bow headers here. I'm gonna use one of these gray boxes. Perfect. Then what I think I decided to do is put one of these, yeah, that's not gonna work. Scallop, no go. So I'm gonna use this small piece of washi. My weekly tracker box. So I'm not gonna track his work schedule every day since I'm tracking in the sidebar, especially because I have some busy days. Ugh. I am expert level 1000 at putting down boxes. you know? You just know, you know. So I guess I'll talk a little more. We got a free trial of CBS All Access, and I'm super excited to watch older seasons of the challenge because they have those on there, which is amazing. I'm gonna put this full box down here at the bottom and kind of go from there and see what room I have remaining. Yeah, so I'm super excited to watch some old challenge. And even though I know this is redundant, I talked about this, but I am going to use a weekly tracker. Put that down. I'm going to move it down a little bit because I don't have enough room for another header. Alrighty, so that is everything down. The last thing I'm going to do is put a deco piece in the side like we normally do, and then put my couple little sidebar stickers there. Okay, so I'm going to use this cute little bat in the corner of this box. Super cute. Makes it a little bit more Halloween-esque. And then let me get my sidebar stickers. So my work sticker. Oh, we are not using that one. Cut the tail off. This is why we use tweezers. Especially with these little tails. So work down, and then I will put my habit tracker for my pills. Alrighty, so I will see you later on in the week to fill everything out. Alright, we are back to fill in the plans for my week. Doing this early. It's Sunday today. Yay. Finally on time for once. So I have all my stickers in my reusable sticker book here. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but so not a ton happened this week. Like the first 2 days out of the week, I barely did anything. So the first thing I'm gonna put on Monday, we'll put this out of the way. On Monday was my daughter was home sick from school. She's just really having some stomach issues. And I feel bad for her. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna put this little flag down. Put it towards the side. And then I got a Coffee Monsters Co. little sick sticker there. Then I'm just going to use my Kenzie syrup, then I'll fill the rest in. Then for me, pretty much slept most of the day. I was having what I thought was just healing from my tooth being removed, but it was actually more than that. So I really did sleep pretty much all day. So I'm gonna put one of these, I think it's a little bigger than a half box, down. And then I have one of these like humongous Coffee Monsters Co. sleep stickers. Just gonna kind of put it on the side and right in there. And then I have one of these La La Land little it's really not gonna work. I think I'm gonna cut him a little bit. Just crying in the puddle sticker. So cute. You guys will see these in, I think I'm gonna upload it before this plan with me goes up, my printable like show and tell haul kind of thing. So then next, the rest of the day, I did binge a lot of YouTube and I had some homework due, so that was about it. So for my homework, I'm going to use this little gray box here. And then I didn't get a computer sticker out. I'm slacking. So I'm just going to use one of these from one of my samplers. Fits perfectly, actually. And then I'm going to use, I made this script for myself that says homework, bitch. Thought it was so funny. I guess I crack myself up. Then lastly was a YouTube binge. So I'm going to use one of these scalloped guys here. Put it down straight. And then one of my Paper Shire little, I love these little chair. Looks like it has a tablet or something. And I'm going to use my YouTube script. And I'm just going to put binge down below. So that is everything that happened on Monday. Then for Tuesday, my daughter was again homesick from school that day. So I'm just going to use one of the flags. Flip it around though. And then I got one of these La La Land marshmallow sick guys. I'm gonna put right there with one of my Kenzie scripts. Okay. So then, again, this was another really lazy day. It was payday. So I'm gonna throw that in here. I'm gonna use one of these. No, I'm not gonna use that for this. Just kidding. What am I? Oh, I'm gonna use a piece of washi. That's what I usually do with my paydays. Just trying to think. Yeah, so this week was not a ton of fun for the first half, at least. What I thought was healing pain from my first tooth being pulled was actually not. So there is that. And then for this, I want to put so next I'm going to put, I did get an Aura Estelle Oops that day, so I'm going to put that in first. I was so excited. So I'm going to use this little oh my god sticker with the crying. And then I'm going to use a bigger box down below just for me having a rough day. And it was like I would sleep on and off. No pain relievers would really do anything for me. It's just not a great time. I'm going to use this again, another huge Coffee Monsters Co. sticker because, you know, it took a whole lot of my day. So I'm going to put my pain script. And then the last thing that I wanted to mark was that I did pick out stickers. Okay, so I did end up using one of these little scalloped labels here, or boxes, and then I'm just going to use one of the bow paper clips to signify that. So then on Wednesday, I did get up early with my honey. So I'm going to use a little box here. Of course I'm going to use box, like what else would I use? So I'm going to use one of these boxes. Yeah, so Wednesday was my husband's day off, and we were like, my daughter wanted to go to the mall, and I'm like, you know, we'll get up and we'll have a fun day. So I'm going to use one of these ones more with a little squishy face thing, little stickers. And then I'm going to put with hubs there. So I was excited because we were, you know, gonna go do a whole lot of stuff, have a nice fun. Kenzie's girlfriend was here, and we were gonna do some fun stuff. So we got up early, had some breakfast, and, you know, got ready for the day. And I needed to go to Target to pick up the kids' Halloween costumes that I ordered. So I'm just gonna put this little Coffee Monsters Co. Target cart. And we did end up going to the mall, but shortly after the trip started, I started experiencing my terrible pain. So I'm just gonna use another Coffee Monsters Co. little crying sticker and one of my pain stickers. So he was actually able to, thankfully, get me a, when I called, see, like, this is another story. Like, when I called, they're like, oh yeah, we'll just call you in some extra pain medicine, you'll be fine, whatever. So when my husband called, they got me an appointment. So I did end up having an emergency dentist appointment. So I'm just going to use one of these anxiety, panic, stress stickers. What ended up happening was the pain was actually not from the first removal, tooth removal. It was actually from another tooth that was fractured, and it was abscess, and it was right underneath the one that I got extracted. So I made the decision to get rid of, like, hopefully get rid of my pain right there, and just got the tooth removed. So it was my second extraction. So I'm feeling 1,000 times better. I'm using this little Z sticker. I think that's a Once More with Love. And then one of my cuddle scripts, because I had not eaten it all that day before I had my extraction. And I was miserable afterwards. Like, my face was really numb and stuff. So my husband and my daughter cuddled with me, and I went to bed early. I think I went to bed at 7 o'clock. So again, my pain is gone, which is great, but I'm kind of paranoid now with the healing process. So that's completely another story. So then Wednesday, we're on to Thursday. So Thursday I did get up early with my honey again. So I'm just going to use this box here. It was nice that I went to bed so early. He took some overtime on Thursday, so I felt extra bad that our day was ruined the previous day because he took overtime and had to go back to work. So I put one of the little yawning faces, and then I'm just going to put the With My Love script that I made. And then this day, my mom had gallbladder removal surgery scheduled. So I'm going to use one of these make your own little things. And I'm going to turn it this way. Put it right in there. Okay, so I have one of the Coffee Monster's Co. little doctor. I'm going to put there. Then I did, the only thing that I, like, after effect that I ended up having that day was I did have quite a headache and some nausea, unfortunately. No. So, luckily though, I mean, not luckily, it's not a fun thing to deal with, but I deal with migraines. So it was nice that I had my migraine medicine because, again, I had some nausea and a headache. I don't really do very well with medicine, I guess. So, like, it doesn't really help. Why did I do that? So I'm using one of the nausea stickers from Once More with Love. And then after that, I did put something in the crock pot for dinner, which felt really nice because I seldomly, when I don't feel good, that's the one thing that I lack, is doing dinners. So I put something in the crock pot for dinner, so I'm going to mark that here with one of these little kind of roaster stickers from my printable Happy Bees. And then when my love got off of, actually, yeah, when he got off of work, we went straight to Walmart because I needed to pick up a couple things because the crockpot dinner did not, like, actually turn out the way that I had anticipated it. So I'm gonna put Walmart here with a Coffee Monster's Co. little Walmart. And then I did some printables. This is when I started working on my printables. So I'm gonna put that down. And you guys will probably have seen the printable video before this, and I'm just gonna put, it's like a work sticker, but it has like piles of paper. And then lastly, the only thing I did for the rest of the night is I did go to bed early as well this night, which again felt so great. But I did do a little TikTok before bed. So I'm just gonna mark that with one of these little Coffee Monsters Co. with the blanket, and then my TikTok binge script. Then for Friday was another productive day. I did get up early. So again, I'm gonna put that I was up early. With a small box there. Felt really nice. So for that, and again, up early with my husband, so I'm just gonna put this little hug from behind from Once More with Love. Then I also did a quick tidy of the house, like right after he left for work, which again felt nice. Just wipe some counters down. Picked up a couple things. So I'm gonna use this Paper Shire little dustpan here for that. Then next, it was payday, so I'm going to mark that as well. Find my washi, there we go. Same here, gonna mark with the washi. Get this little sticker up there we go. And one of my payday strips. And then story about this day is we have not been able to do laundry in our own building for probably 2 months. And I went over to, because they switched our cards, so I had to get a new card before I could continue to do laundry. I'm gonna use this little flaming marshmallow. I'll cut a little bit of the bottom off. I get over to the leasing office to switch our cards, and I said, you know, hey, I don't want to put money on this if the machine's not working still. Can you let me know if it's functioning properly? Like, can I do my clothes? And she's like, oh yeah, they came and fixed it, you're good. And I started a load of laundry, put it in the dryer, paid for it, and the clothes were not dry. So it's still broken. So that was not fun. Then after that, I first worked on I had a term paper due. So I'm going to utilize a lot of these little things because I had a bunch of stuff happen that day. So I'm gonna put a little thing down here. And then I'm going to put a Coffee Monsters Co. little sweating writing the paper because completely accurate. So put that down there for my term paper. Then next I did edit and upload. So I'm going to put one of these. And then as well, I'm probably gonna make this almost like a checklist. So I'm gonna put the little Paper Shire computer here. down in the corner because I did edit, upload, and I'm also gonna write that I just kind of like check them off, that I did pay bills, so I'm gonna leave some room in the bottom for that. Then I did make an order with Plana Hannah. She was in a collective sale this weekend, so I did end up placing an order with her. So I'm going to use one of these gray little things. And then just this little stack of money there. Okay, then for Saturday, I did not get up early. I'm going to use this scallop. I love these little scallops. Is this one bigger? So I'm going to use one of these scallops. I think it just adds so much to the spread. And then I'm going to use my little vanilla exhausted. Okay, I'm going to put this in first. There we go. I'm going to put it to the side and then put the little vanilla over here because I did sleep in then, and this was just an overall lazy day. So I am going to put, I did binge some YouTube. So I'm going to put a half box. Probably didn't need a half box, but we're just going to go ahead and do it because I don't have much to put in here. So I'm going to put my Paper Shire little chair sticker. Hang it. Oh my God. Folded it over. And then I'm going to put my YouTube script and fill the rest in. So then later, I'm going to use a little thing. Where did I put them? There we go. Because I did, again, I'm just going to reiterate that this was a super lazy day. So I'm going to put this little sea sleeping head and my lazy day script. And then I did make some homemade applesauce, random, like out of the blue, because I had a whole bunch of apples that really just needed to be used because we get the food delivery service for my daughter's school. So, we get apples basically every week. So I'm going to use this Happy Bees little, it looks like a colander with some fruit in it. It was the best option that I had. And then lastly, I did have a stomach ache and went to bed fairly early. So, okay, so I got that box down. I'm going to put one of these little Coffee Monsters Co. little snuggled in bed with my slept in script. And then after that, what did I do? Okay, so I did a quick tidy as well. I'm gonna use one of these scallop stickers. And one of these little cleaning ninjas for that. Then next I did have a bit of a TikTok binge. I'm running out of boxes. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these gray little things and put that there. I lose like hours and hours of my life on TikTok, but I was like trying to purposely, okay, so I don't know if you guys watch TikTok, but I'm obsessed with Mr. Hamilton on TikTok. He's like so inspiring and just so funny and wholesome, and you know, anyways, there was this whole thing that this one teacher could be like the female version of him, and then like I would read the comments and he, like, you could tell that they were like flirting back and forth, and he posted that he wanted to, she lives in Vegas and he lives in Florida, and he wanted to come there, so he actually went there, and I was very invested in that whole thing because how could you not be? So I'm going to use this half box here for just a couple tasks. I'm going to put a couple things in here instead of just one. So I'm going to put the little computer, working at the computer. And then I'm going to put film at the top. And then I'm also going to write my homework because I did my homework. So I'm going to put the film, and then I'm going to write my homework in there. And then lastly, when my husband gets home from work, it's snuggle time. Because he did some overtime this week, and he's doing an extra, like a job that's a little more involved, so he's extra worn out. So I'm going to put my vanilla couple sticker cuteness there with the Fruity Sticker Co. little snuggle script. Okay, so I'm going to fill this out and I will be right back. Okay, so here is how the week turned out. I love it. This artwork is super pretty. I just think it looks pretty good, especially for not doing a ton. Here's what I have left of the kit. I have like tons left. So lots of the icons there, washies and back boxes, some more washi pieces, little things, some of the icons to make your little things, couple boxes, some functional stuff, some little washi strips. All of this box, I didn't even use anything off of this. Only some headers, sidebar stuff, more washi, 3-heart checklist, daily checklists. Only used one sticker off of this. A couple things on the washi sheet, and did not use anything off of that sheet as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.